That's not Mackie and Judd. This is the place where we just totally own our horrible predictions.
Write this down.
And eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Write that down.
It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackie and Judd.
That's right. The big leagues. The big leagues where most of us are struggling mightily over the years making predictions, but that's why this is the most innovative and potentially dangerous segment in all of sports media, because we are the only show in America that actually puts statistics next to our predictions, and we do it on two shows. Purple Daily, football-centric predictions, and the classic Mackie and Judd, Write That Down. Judd, it's been a tough season for you in football. Write That Down.
Yeah.
Maybe you come out and shine when the actual games are being played, but what do you have to say for yourself?
This might be a bad idea, this whole thing. Because, like, if the boss is, I've got a feeling that I'm walking on thin ice here. Let's just say that. Like, with this start, I think the bosses are like, well, we hired you partially because your Write That Down predictions on both shows are just so solid. And now they're like, what's happened?
They're like, okay, let's go down a list of the things that we hired you for. Okay, well, good looks. Well, okay, Livia's helped with that a little bit.
That's helpful.
I guess. That's nice. High levels of like Elon Musk level intellect. Okay, well, you're a pretty smart guy, but
kind of tech savvy. I love it.
So we need your football takes to be honed. And,
exactly right. I feel like I might be a great quarterback at the end. It's like, your takes
You're
are
Peyton
really
Manning, fluttering passes, fluttering takes.
Fluttering takes. My takes are like, they're like wobbling through the air and then crashing and burning. So we'll see.
All right, so we'll get into the predictions here on the accountability session in a second, but this is Purple Daily, daily Vikings entertainment, and we just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die. 60-plus years shouldn't be that much to ask for. And the show is presented in part by our friends at Surly Brewing Company and TCL. Redefine creativity with the TCL 30V 5G smartphone. Enjoy blazing fast 5G speed, an AI-powered 50-megapixel triple camera system, ultra-realistic, true-to-life visuals powered by Next Vision, and booming sound from the dual speakers. Learn more at TCL.com. Also, a shout-out to our friends at Dennis Kirk. So it's riding season. If you like to get out on the open road, Dennis Kirk is here with over 160,000 parts and accessories in stock. They also have same-day shipping on orders placed before 8 p.m. and free shipping on orders that are $89 or more. Get in gear and hit the open road. Ride more, wait less at DennisKirk.com. All right, here's how it works. 3 Vikings or football-related predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of completion percentage and touchdowns. And listeners, if you want to participate, you can send us a message through the Score North app. We're going to get our guy Mike in via satellite here today, via pre-recorded message, because we had to shuffle our recording time so Judd could go take notes, copious notes at Vikings OTAs today.
And photos, videos. I mean, come on. I'm a multimedia. I'm like a young whirling dervish.
A whirling dervish, yeah.
I'm doing everything.
Your videos actually do blow up on TikTok, on the Score North TikTok account. So the videos you take for practice, so keep those.
Because I love the kids, and the kids love me back.
They do. They love their sports dad. So let's get into the accountability session here, boys. It's pretty thin during the offseason here, unless we're making USFL predictions, which Judd did. He made a USFL prediction.
I didn't even know I won.
You said the Generals and the Breakers would both win their USFL games this weekend. I believe they were both favored. So
that was probably a bunt, but you know what? I'll take it.
Back.
I need the bunts these days, and write that down.
Nice job. All right, I continue my streak of going over on the USFL predictions here. I said I had a 3-part parlay. I said the Stallions would win. They did. I said the game will hit the over. It did.
Oh, no.
And starting quarterback Jamar Smith would throw at least 2 touchdowns in this game. He was terrible. He was like 9 of 25 with an interception, no touchdowns, and they still found a way to win the game.
Who is Jamar Smith?
No idea.
Is there a college that we know he went to?
Let's look it up.
I mean, I am just asking.
Let's see, Jamar Smith. Let's see here. Okay, interesting.
Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, well, he went to... No, he went... Oh, this is a different Jamar Smith.
Is that a different Jamar Smith?
I mean, it is a common name.
No, I think you found the right Jamar Smith.
Oh, okay.
He went to Louisiana Tech. I found a Jamar Smith that played basketball at Illinois in the mid-2000s. be different.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty good numbers at Louisiana Tech. 51 touchdowns, 21 picks, and as a 3-year starter.
Oh, I was gonna say in one season. No, over 3 years. Okay.
Over 3 years, not bad. Not bad.
Okay. So I'm still looking for my first USFL completion. However, I did say the Vikings would add another free agent with some level of NFL experience between, I don't know, a couple weeks ago when I made this, and June 15th, they added the former Miami wide receiver.
Okay.
Yesterday, a little depth signing, 29-year-old wide receiver.
Yep.
And I said, you will see a national TV commercial featuring Joe Burrow this year. Well, earlier this week, or maybe late last week, Nike released a new Spike Lee voiced commercial.
Oh, yeah. Really cool.
Going through like Spike Lee, what he remembers from his era, and then like new era, and Joe Burrow was featured toward the end of that commercial. So.
Okay.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
It's like there's like a 2.5-minute version of the commercial if you want to go find that, or you don't have to, whatever. Listeners, nothing came off the board. And Declan, you said the Houston Gamblers would beat the Philadelphia Stars last weekend.
Yeah, the
in
Gamblers.
the USFL.
That's that one up.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it's tough.
So, with that, I'll shut my window there.
Here
I'm still leading the
listeners.
pack. You're 36.8% completions. Declan, you're leading with 5 touchdowns. Second in completion percentage, 29.1%. Listeners, 24.3%. Judd is trying to dig his way out of the cellar here, up to 23.1% with 2 touchdowns.
Slowly but surely. Like, we're a long ways from the season start. You know, the season's going to start, and then it's going to change. I love the games. Don't like practice.
You thrive when the
I
actual
thrive
game.
in the games.
You're like
I'm
Allen
Favre.
Iverson.
I don't like practice. Yeah, I don't like practice.
Yeah, you're like Favre. You don't show up for training camp. You know,
Yeah.
You're like Aaron Rodgers. You don't show up for off-season voluntary. I don't care if I have a bunch of new receivers. We'll figure it out when the games start. Just look over your shoulder. The ball will be there. That's Judd's. That's Judd's motto. So, all right, let's get into it here. We're going to start with, so Mike sent over some pre-recorded predictions here because we had to shuffle our schedule. So we'll start with Mike, and then we'll go Judd, Declan, back to me. Later in the show, by the way, in the what people are saying about the Vikings segment, we're going to go, Adam Thielen is going to be featured 2 days in a row because he was on McAfee and had some fun and interesting things to say about the Vikings. So stick around for that later in the show. But let's start, Declan, with guest listener predictor Mike here.
Write this down.
To throw the first pass.
Write this down. In week 1 against the Green Bay Packers, Adam Thielen is going to catch the first receiving touchdown from Kirk Cousins of the year. So once more, he is going to receive the first touchdown of the year, being that of a reception touchdown.
Is Mike driving while he's
We
making
do not-
these predictions?
We
Yes.
do not suggest, our show does not recommend that people be driving and looking at the camera at times when doing write that down predictions. Just to be very clear, we do not condone that. The world is dangerous enough.
By the way, Declan, you said Mike sent all of his stuff in just like one long video, like a 3 or 4 minute video.
It was a little confusing. So usually, when we have to do these satellite predictions, I typically have people email them. But Mike's file was very large on his phone. And what happened was he tried to send it all in one on email, wouldn't work. And then he tried to split them up, but that didn't really work either. So then I said, why don't you just DM to me on Twitter? I have numerous outlets we can get these predictions. So he DM'd me them, but all of them came in like 5 to 6 different clips. So me trying to organize all these clips, I piecemealed them all together, really earned the executive producer title yesterday, spending 45 minutes basically figuring this out. But yes, that is my long-winded way of saying yes, he did.
I love
he did
it.
give me his predictions.
Mike just slinging takes, backwards hat, sunglasses, just cruising down the road. Just
In
making
Cleveland. Mike in Cleveland. He's in Cleveland.
wow.
he said. Yep.
Love it, man. Love it.
Write this
Careful
down.
out there.
Got to be careful in Cleveland.
Yeah.
No, be careful driving and slinging takes.
Oh.
Like,
Well, both. How about both?
Cleveland's pretty dangerous.
Let's just go with both.
Well, all right. Do you want me to write that down?
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
All right. Kyle Rudolph will announce his retirement for the National Football League at some point in 2022. So, if I'm not mistaken, he has not found a job yet. The last time I saw him
a lot of guys haven't found jobs.
was at a Wolves game. So, the prediction is Kyle Rudolph will announce his retirement from the NFL at some point in 2022.
Okay.
Okay.
So, he might
Got
start
it.
with the team, but then he gets cut, and then he's like, I'm done.
Okay.
Write this down.
I feel like you've had it out for Kyle Rudolph for a long time. On
Yes,
this
yeah.
show.
Him and Yeah, him and Zucker.
Even an odd, Zucker, Rudolph. We should make a
It's been a great career.
Judd
a
hates
pecking
him.
order of players that Judd just had like unwarranted levels of hate for.
It's not fair.
I feel like Jose Moreno's already entered that, and he's played like 7 games.
No, he just can't play first base.
Got it.
I feel bad for him.
Isn't he a decent third baseman though? I know it shouldn't be that hard.
I think he's a better third baseman. I don't think he's great, but I don't think he has any idea how to play first base. And I don't think he's got a whole lot of baseball sense. So that's another problem because Arise clearly does. Anyway, that's a story for another show.
Okay. All right, write this down. Glad I'm able to get this in. So on the Pat McAfee show, Adam Thielen surprised Pat with a McAfee jersey and is trying to concoct him to come and do the skull chant at a Vikings game this year. And the Vikings do play the Colts, so he wants him to potentially even do it against the Colts. But just write this down. How about this? Pat McAfee will lead the skull chant at U.S. Bank at some point this season.
Okay.
So I don't know if it'll be against the Colts. And I think also I made this prediction last year too. I think I did. I think I made this last year. But I'm going to put it back into the ethos again for this year. Now, Thielen has done that. Even the Vikings replied to McAfee's show saying, let's do this. So I think it's probably now for sure in the works. But write it down. Pat McAfee will lead the skull chant at U.S. Bank Stadium this season.
He's a busy guy, man. So it sounds like he's about to sign on with Amazon for Thursday Night Football in some capacity. He's doing Friday Night SmackDown for WWE. He's doing his daily, Monday through Friday YouTube show and Sirius XM show.
Good for
him. I don't know. You're going to have to find a way to, maybe he's got some time on a Sunday. Just sneak him in on a PJ in the morning and fly him back. Let's make it happen. Put him on the Wilf jet. Let's make it happen.
No problem.
All right, write this down. Arif Hassan wrote a great piece for The Athletic, and we can go over this maybe later in the week. Just different candidates that undrafted guys that could make the roster for the Vikings. So write this down. Undrafted free agent Thomas Hennigan, wide receiver from Appalachian State, will make the roster for week 1. So he's the most experienced punt returner on the roster.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Unless D.D. Westbrook, but D.D. Westbrook wasn't great in that role.
And he didn't sign, so.
Right. And they just signed a different receiver, so
you're good.
So if you look at the other guys on the roster, I just, unless they're going to teach someone, and KJ Osborne was such a disaster in that role a couple years ago, and he has found himself as the number 3 wide receiver, I wouldn't look to upset that at this point. So Thomas Hennigan, under the radar. I think this is a touchdown, by the way. I'm literally predicting an undrafted free agent from Appalachian State making the team.
Yeah. That is a touch. That is the definition of a write that down touchdown.
Great numbers at Appalachian State. 242 grabs. Wow.
Well, for his career, he never went over 1,000 yards receiving any individual year.
Yes, okay. It was second in the franchise. I love how there's. I was just saying it was a lot of good amount of catches at Appalachian State. Like good for him. And okay.
Could I make?
It was 1 year.
Could I make the case that if he was a really great receiver at Appalachian State, he could have found a way to put up 1,000 yards in a season? Punt returning, however, is his forte.
I like it.
Where's my popcorn? I love this.
Well, no, I mean Declan's trying to, award him, this great receiver.
Write it down.
He was drafted.
I read the first sentence on his PR bio at Appalachian State.
Oh, now you're just echoing PR points.
I'm going Bird Pryleven, okay? I'm just reading the press release.
Basically. All right, we're back to Mike here via satellite.
Second prediction for Mike.
All right, on to my second prediction. All right, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Super Bowl Super Brownies for my guys here in Cleveland. But write this down. The Browns are going to end up releasing Baker Mayfield by the start of the season, and another team is going to pick him up on the league minimum, meaning that the Browns are going to end up eating the rest of that 5th-year contract, unfortunately. Hate to say it, but I think it's going to happen. So write that down.
Okay, a couple things. First of all, love that prediction. That's a good. I think that's a touchdown pass parlay there. It's very specific. Are those Brett the Hitman Hart sunglasses he's wearing, Declan?
All right, on to my second.
They're close. They're not the same. I think Brett had the long like the what are these called? Not the frames, but like the sides. Were pretty large too on the side. Where those are like more traditional. He has more traditional like sunglasses on, but yeah, they're very Brett Hitman like.
I'm envisioning Mike getting out of his car and just like giving those glasses to a little kid in the parking lot, like Bret Hart would.
Yeah. Slinging takes.
I'm also wondering where he stopped his car there. Is it a fast food drive-through? Is it work? Is it a Starbucks?
Right.
I guess we'll have to wait till the third video to find out. We'll see.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Okay, Judd.
All right, so I'm going to play off that last prediction because I think I have a Baker Mayfield prediction that he will not be starting in week 1. I don't know if you guys saw the report yesterday. Another accuser against Deshaun Watson has come out, so we're up to like 23 now. So write this down. Deshaun Watson will not be starting for the Browns in week 1. Deshaun Watson, this is going. I don't see it. Like, I don't see how you're going to just sign off on. Well, I don't know if he's going to be suspended before. That's my guess. But this league is often reactionary, and this story almost feels like it just gets worse and worse. So Deshaun Watson will not be starting for the Browns in week 1.
Yeah, the whole thing's a mess because you've got the whole legal side of it, but then the NFL has their own punishment system that sometimes coincides with the legal timeline, sometimes doesn't.
But they don't have to worry about him being criminally, indicted or something. So they could say, hey, there's 23 accusations. These people aren't all lying. You're suspended for whatever, 6 games or something. So
yeah, they'll just put him on the restricted list or something, even while they try to figure this whole thing out. So
write it down. Right. You like writing things down.
Back to Declan.
All right, my second prediction, Mackie pulling out his Trevor Lawrence love there. I respect it, but as you guys know, going into that draft last year, I was a big Zach Wilson guy. So actually write this down. Zach Wilson will post the best QBR among these second-year quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Davis Mills, Trey Lance. So Zach Wilson will post the best QBR among those second-year quarterbacks over Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Davis Mills, Trey Lance.
All right. ESPN's QBR, the measurement for
write it down. You like writing things down.
Outcome. All right, write this down. So every year you see, what is it? Half the teams that made the playoffs turn over and then have down seasons. So there's a podcast that came out or something where Aaron Donald recently is talking about, hey, if I don't get a deal to my liking, I've already checked all the boxes. I've already played the 8 seasons I wanted to. I've got the ring. I've made a bunch of money. And I don't really need football. I'll come back if we can work out a deal. So you got Aaron Donald talking about retirement. The Rams have lost some key players to free agency. They lost, obviously, some key coaches like Kevin O'Connell that helped craft everything. And they're going to face a tough schedule in a division where the Cardinals, even though they melted down, are very formidable. And the 49ers are always competitive. So write this down. The Rams will miss the playoffs this year.
Whoa.
The Rams will miss the playoffs this year. Write it down. I'm not saying it's going to be a train wreck, but could they get off to a slow start? You have to crawl their way back to 9 wins. Maybe Trey Lance is better than people think, and the 49ers, who always find ways to be competitive. So I'm looking for the touchdown passes here. I'm trying to stack some touchdown predictions into the future. The Rams will miss the playoffs.
Write that down.
Wowza. All right.
All right, and now we go back to Mike in a White Castle drive-thru or wherever he is for his third and final prediction.
All right, final prediction time. This one I'm a little particularly excited for. Definitely going deep on this one. This is going to be a long bomb of a touchdown, if it comes true. All right, a little shout-out to my cousin, BK, for this. All right, so write this down. Not Justin Jefferson, not Dalvin Cook, but Kirk Cheeseburger Cousins is going to be on the cover of Madden 2023. Write this down. Madden 23, Kirk Cousins. All right. So that's it. And on one last thing, I guess I'm going to use this life-changing platform just to give a couple of quick shout-outs to my wife, putting up with me every season through the pain and misery, and some excitement in there too. Little sprinkling of excitement here and there. Getting our hopes up and then crushing them. But I'd also like to thank my buddies, my Cleveland fan buddies, always giving me crap for being a Minnesota fan who's not actually from Minnesota. I've explained it many times on why. But just want to thank you guys for having me on. It's been fun. Looking forward to getting
I love Mike.
The blinker was on. The blinker was on.
It's amazing. Okay, so couple things here. Is this the quickest write that down to ever come off the board?
So
do we help Mike here? Because this
carry
morning, the 23 Madden cover came out.
Yep.
And it is John Madden who is on the cover of Madden 2023. I'm assuming he meant 2024.
That's what I think.
That is correct.
Yeah. Let's give him 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
He just means the calendar year 2023. Yes. It's always a year ahead.
I think we help him out.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's fine.
Okay. All right, Mike. Got you
Because
covered
it's
there.
it's still an incredible long shot, but I like the intestinal fortitude.
What would have to happen this season for Kirk Cousins to be on the cover of next year's Madden? He'd have to win MVP. They'd probably have to win the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. Yep. And the majority of great QBs in the league currently would probably have to just sit out.
What do you mean? I'm saying if he won MVP in the Super Bowl.
I'm just saying, yes.
He's being Judd.
I'm being Judd.
Okay.
I'm just saying the majority of guys that they would choose to. I just don't think Cousins would be a big seller. You know, the kids don't look at Kirk and say, "Oh my God, Kirk Cousins! I'd like to get my
Was
hands
Matt
on
Ryan ever when Matt Ryan won the MVP? Did they put him on the cover?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But I mean, like back, the wildest one, and it was a fan vote thing on Sports Nation, was Peyton Hillis. Of the that was the wildest one.
That was way back when, right? That was like 2007.
I was like 12. I was like 12,
Okay.
2012. Yeah.
And then he basically did nothing the rest of his career.
Well,
so
and that was a bad idea.
Bad idea.
Fan vote, Madden cover, probably a bad idea.
especially like in the social media area where fans can you could just have a bunch of fans troll the vote and
sabotage the vote.
Put a kicker on the cover. Actually, Justin Tucker should be on the cover of Madden. That'd be a great one.
Singing with that great voice.
Justin Tucker has a great voice.
Opera singer. He's got a fantastic voice.
Really?
YouTube him. He's got a great voice.
We should put together
singer.
A men's choir, an NFL men's choir. Justin Tucker, Kirk Cousins. We saw the video that came out a couple years ago.
He can sing a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, we're back to Judd here for your third and final prediction.
Okay, nothing about singing. My third and final prediction is this. I'm going to write down what we talked about in our best case scenario potentially for the Vikings yesterday. I gave you a few. Here's one of them. Irv Smith Jr. will finish no lower than third on the Vikings in receptions this season. So Irv Smith Jr. will finish no lower than third on the Vikings in receptions this season.
Okay. Yeah. I like the...
I
if he stays healthy, he should be a weapon.
And that's the big if. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Big if.
All right, Dex, your third and final.
All right, USFL time. I'm going to do a little 3-item parlay. I'm going to go with the Stars, the Stallions, and the Bandits. They will all win in the USFL this week. The Bandits, Stars, and Stallions all win USFL this week. Write it down.
I had pretty much the same. I had a 4-game parlay, and I'm just going to scrap it. I'm going to take I need to take a week off from USFL predictions.
Yeah, take one off.
I know when to step away from the blackjack table.
Oh, yeah,
when I've gone back to the ATM machine 4 different times, it's probably time to just go get a cocktail and enjoy the live music performance or something.
The playoffs are close, right?
No idea.
I think so.
I saw some type of press release they put out about the playoffs. So this must be the last weekend.
Oh, we're that close to the playoffs. Okay.
I just saw some this morning, matchups or something.
All right. I was very hopeful that J.C. Treader would sign with the Vikings, and I was very hopeful that would there be some movement on him. I have been told that the free agent market has been very, very slow moving for J.C. Treader, and I don't know if teams are, because he's one of the top 5 or 6 centers in the NFL. So I don't know if teams are just worried about the knee issues that kept him out of practice for times last year, or some people have suggested because he's the president of the NFL Players Association that's kind of a pain in the ass for teams. Is it? Why? Who cares if he can play? What's
ownership cares? That's the problem.
What are they worried about? That he's gonna ruffle feathers or something in the locker room? I mean, that seems ridiculous.
It does.
If he was a fringe player, like a fringe roster guy, then I could see it. But so I guess my prediction is, write this down. I don't think there's going to be any movement on the J.C. Treader market in the next month. So I'm going to say no movement on the J.C. Treader will still be a free agent at the end of June. Write it down.
And
I hope I'm wrong, and I hope he's a Viking because he would be a huge upgrade over Garrett Bradbury.
Off the record, do you have a follow-up prediction about where you in a month he might sign? Or right
I think
before
he
training
would
camp?
love to play for the Vikings. But I think so. From what I have been told, he doesn't feel the need to continue playing football if the fit isn't right. The fit and the money are going to be the thing. He's played a long time in the NFL, made a lot of money.
Sure.
Sitting in a pretty good spot. So the Vikings are on that short list. We'll see what happens.
All right.
All right.
So there you go.
Write this down.
Write that down. Predictions and an accountability session every single Wednesday here. When are you guys going to admit that you were wrong? Every single week.
And don't forget, don't drive and predict.
It's very dangerous by Mike, but I'm
Purple
glad that
Daily
he pulled
is
it up.
not an advocate here of your predictions coming in while you are driving a car.
Can you imagine just
and turning left?
Just gets T-boned by a bus.
Turning left is
the
dangerous
phone is
enough.
just facing up.
No, we want our listeners to survive. We need you.
Purple Daily, Daily Vikings Entertainment, and we want our listeners to survive. And we want them to lose weight, too, if you're in the market for that sort of thing.
And that is safe and healthy and comes to you courtesy of my friends at Livia Weight Control. Centers down 40 pounds. Why? Because I have followed a program that not only helped me drop that weight, but now, and this is the most important thing, is helping me maintain the weight loss. The new Simple Start plan, only $59. You get one-on-one personalized and guided support online or in person from the team of experts and dietitians. They're absolutely fantastic. How? It's this simple. 855-GO LIVEA, Livia.com, LIVEA.com. And again, they help you drop the weight and then, probably most importantly, continue to keep the weight off. Livia.com.
And thank you for supporting all of our partners here, including Valley Park. All right, this doesn't have to be an embarrassing conversation, guys. Valley Park provides breakthrough ED remedies to men in the greater Minneapolis area. So if you're looking to get that area of your life enhanced or improved, Valley Park's approach is medical. You'll meet with a medical provider who's going to review your entire medical history, examine you, and the treatments are surgery-free, drug-free, and non-invasive. These people are highly trained. They'll work with you in a discreet manner and make you feel at home. ValleyParkMedicalClinic.com. ValleyParkMedicalClinic.com. All right, boys, it's time for another edition of What Are People Saying About the Minnesota Vikings? So yesterday, Adam Thielen was on the Pat McAfee show, and Declan already alluded to him wanting Pat McAfee to come in and do the skull chant at some point and blow the horn before the game. He was also Adam Thielen was jacked up yesterday. You could tell this is a new era of Vikings football. OTAs are going on. I mean, he is just ready to rock with this new regime. And so let's hear from Adam Thielen. Just asked about how are things going? New offense, new coach, everything.
I'm swimming a little bit, but it's fun. Again, that's part of the rejuvenation, right? Like, I'm excited to come to work because I'm excited to learn a new offense. I'm excited to learn what we're going to install today, and this system makes sense. Everything we're doing makes sense. Everything looks alike, acts alike, feels alike. The terminology makes sense. It's a lot though. It's a ton. Like the formations alone, right? There's so many different ways they can line us up, and there's so many different words, a lot of code words, things like that, where they say one thing and you got to know, everybody's got to know what to do.
It's fun to hear a guy like that. He's been in the league for, he's grinding through, small level college, practice squad, and then became a superstar, injuries and stuff. And now he's, this is the first time he's had a new head coach, and he's pumped. So before we play the next clip here, what are your thoughts on just the excitement level coming from one of the team leaders here?
I think it's outstanding. I think it's exactly right. And I think he is. So there are times where guys are like that and you call BS a bit. It's like, he's too excited or something. This is not one. I think he's genuine. And this is what I expected from Kirk, because this is a completely new, modernized system. Like, they are bringing in 2022 has finally arrived offensively, which in this league, incredibly important. So I'm buying what he's selling. Like, I'm not like, I think he's really, I'm buying it because if you watched the Rams, right? And you played for, God bless him, Clint Kubiak last year, you were probably thinking, wow, there's a lot of intriguing stuff there that we're not doing. I wonder why we're not doing, right? And like now it's all there. So I think it's great that veteran is excited, and I am buying that excitement is a genuine byproduct of the fact that we are now stepping into a newer offense.
Yeah, and what was, go back to even Stefan Diggs' complaints from 3-4 years ago, and it was less about the quarterback and more about the system and just how antiquated it felt, and why are we running the ball so much in certain situations? Let's be aggressive. Let's step on teams a little bit more here. And the Rams are known to do more of that. So so Adam, I just wrote down some of the words too. Adam Thielen, he used the word rejuvenation, excited. The system makes sense. He talked about how complicated things are in a kind of a good way. There's just layers and formations. Yep. And just for fun here, let's replay the clip from Kirk Cousins last week. Judd was asking Kirk Cousins. Now, in fairness, Kirk Cousins hates Judd, so he's just not looking to give you a very enthusiastic answer.
John said that too.
Yeah. It's more about you probably than his.
He hates you were her words. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he hates you.
But this is Kirk asked, and your question was sort of, hey, it's new offense.
Same thing.
How's it going, right?
Go time.
There's nothing that stands out particularly. I think so many offenses, there's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of carryover. It's really just a new way to call it. It's a different language to really say the same thing. And so you're learning a new language just as much as you're learning a new system. And that's really where the studying has to happen.
It's funny. Oh, man. Adam Thielen's like, oh, it's great. It's rejuvenation.
All new.
This is all new. Oh, my God. I'm swimming in this. I'm so excited. God, I love going to work every day. And Kirk's like, here's a glass of cold water for you. I don't know.
Do you think if Chad Graff had asked the exact same thing, is the response more like upbeat? Like, yeah,
100%. Yeah, I bet it is.
I'd like to apologize. I should have.
Here's what you need. You need some sort of. Sorry. You either need a ventriloquist puppet to ask the question for you.
Hey guys. Hey Kirk. I think the new offense.
Hey, it's Bob. It's Bob here from Score North.
From Vikings, I love you.
.com.
Yeah, you're the best. .com. Okay, so let me ask my question here. The offense is super exciting, right? Like everything's new and exciting. Ignore the guy to my right here. He's not. He's just along for the ride. He's a schlep. Slappy.
Why is he standing so close to you? It looks like he has his hand up the back of your shirt.
Listen, Kirk, I can't control this guy, but I can control the fact I'm really excited.
VikingsILoveYou.com. Is that taken? Do we need to get the rights to Vikings? Do we need to pay $12 on GoDaddy?
.com. I'm a little scared, honestly, to hit this. No, it doesn't look like it's a domain.
Okay.
I think we're okay.
It's good.
We could buy it.
Let's swoop that one up for $14.99 on
for the new
GoDaddy or something.
Go buy to do the ventriloquist for.
You know what you need? You need to just maybe as an olive branch, you and Kirk just need to sit down over a couple of Surly's. Maybe that's all that needs to happen.
So let me tell you exactly where, too. Because last night, in going to see the new Top Gun, I found Nirvana.
Do I need to take my head? Is there spoilers coming here?
Zero spoilers. Zero spoilers.
I've seen it tomorrow.
But, so I go, Dawn and I, date night for the first time in forever, right?
Wow.
A movie. It's great. So we go in the theater, which is incredible, has the huge seats now. It's just great. Is a bar. Guess what's on tap, gentlemen? Guess what's on tap? Surly Furious.
You can bring that into the theater too. I'm pretty sure.
It's got a theater with a cup holder. Absolutely fantastic, though.
Theaters have cup holders now, Judd. It's crazy. It's been a while since Judd's been to a movie.
Nice one. It's got a nice cup holder. Okay, it's got a nice cup holder, and it held my Surly Furious. And my experience was made even better because my favorite beer, my wingman, was right by me. It's not a person. It's a beer. Surly Furious, Surly Brewing, whatever they brew. I'm telling you right now, summer's coming. The summer choices, as Declan can attest, are absolutely fantastic. So in other words, find a theater that does, if you're going to go see Top Gun, find a theater that has Surly and Surly Furious.
Let Federated Insurance be your Iceman. Okay, let it be your Maverick as a business owner. Federated has been around for over 100 years, helping businesses maximize their success through risk management tools and resources. Federated's corporate culture is grounded in equity, integrity, teamwork, and respect. And these four cornerstones create the foundation that supports all interactions and decision-making through Federated Insurance. Find out more at federatedinsurance.com, where it's our business to protect yours. On tomorrow's Purple Daily, and by the way, thanks to everyone for clicking the subscribe button on the Purple Daily YouTube channel. Helps grow the show, spread the word to other people about this community of Vikings fans who reject 500 football. We just want championships, dang it. You've helped get us over 26,000 subscribers over the last couple weeks or so, which is awesome. And I was just putting together the May download reports. And, May, June, July tend to be kind of slower months in the daily football talk business than, say, free agency month or the season. But Purple Daily was up like 80% year over year, May versus May 2021. So thank you guys for helping us grow this show. Tomorrow, Judd's going to have a full handwritten notebook full of information from Vikings OTA practices. And maybe you can find a surrogate or somebody else to ask questions to Kirk Cousins and other players.
This dummy to my right, don't pay no attention to him.
It's VikingsILoveYou.com.
That's right.
Exciting. See you guys.